Hello and welcome to Profit Isn't a Dream, It's Strategy. Streamline your operations for real results. A quick 5 minutes to help you figure out how to move forward in your business. So, guess what? It's me, Yolanda, your fractional COO, and welcome to week 2 of our Breakthrough Growth, the Systemized Path to Explosive Profit series. We this month are talking about how you need to make sure that your back end, your operations, are streamlined in such a way that it supports your financial goals. Remember, April is Financial Literacy Month. It's important that you understand your numbers, you understand your income, your revenue, all your expenses, all of those things as a CEO. So today I want to talk to those of you who may be having a moment, and it's just a moment because it does pass, but you're having a moment where you feel a little overwhelmed or a little scattered or like you're working harder than ever, but you're not seeing the profits that you feel like you deserve. Okay. This episode this week is just for you. So I want to talk to you about how streamlining your operations isn't just about cutting costs. Okay. It's about making sure that you have the processes and the systems that will increase your profitability without sacrificing quality. Okay. That's very, very key. All right. So before I jump into the three tips that I want to share with you in this quick video, let me tell you that there's a myth that we need to just bust wide open. More revenue, more sales does not equal more profit. Period. Revenue means that money is coming in, you have the money, it's coming in, it's growing. Okay. Profit means that you are doing things more efficiently and more effectively. Or as I like to say, you're doing things easier and better. You are making better use of the resources that you have. Therefore, the every dollar that comes in, a little bit more of that goes into your pocket versus going out the door. Does that make sense? All right. So again, the difference between revenue and profits. We bust that myth wide open. So, what are the three things that you need to do to be able to grow your profits? First of all, we talked a little bit about this the other day, but you need to optimize your workflow. Okay, you got to optimize your workflow so that you have maximum efficiency. What does efficiency mean? Efficiency means that you're doing it better. Things are better. Okay? It's easier. That's all it means. It's better and easier. I'm always break things down. It's better and easier. All right. So you need to take a very hard look at your workflow, how you do what you do, not just you, but all the people on your team. If you don't have a team and you're doing all of the things, then you need to put on a hat, each one of those things that you do. And I need you to look at it very closely. Where are you wasting time? Where are there bottlenecks? Bottlenecks just simply mean that's where things slow down. If you've ever been on the highway and you notice the traffic will slow down, but there's not an accident or anything, but what you'll notice is that traffic is coming in, and that traffic that is coming in is not, they don't have the lane set up so it merges well. Okay. That's all a bottleneck means. It means that at some point in your business, things slow down a little bit in your processes because you have different things going on. Something could be in the way, and we need to free that up. All right. The more that you streamline your operations, the less time that you and your team are going to spend on non-revenue generating tasks. So you as the CEO need to be focused on your highest revenue generating task, but your team needs to be focused on all the other revenue generating tasks. Nobody needs to be focused on the tasks that don't do something to contribute to the revenue. So we want to get rid of anything that's not contributing to the revenue. You say, well, what about social media? Social media does contribute to revenue. It's not a direct correlation, it's indirect. Therefore, it's something that your team should be doing, not something that necessarily you should be doing. Okay? Because it is going to be able to create, it's going to make you more visible. So it increases your visibility so that you can have that lead generation and nurture. So it does work in the scheme of things. But if you have things that you are doing that just don't make sense, and they're not adding any value, then we need to get rid of those altogether. Okay. And we don't want to just make things run faster. We want to run smarter. We don't want to just be faster. We want to be better, and we want it to be easier. Okay, if that makes sense. So ask yourself, what steps can you eliminate? How can you reduce friction? And how can you create seamless processes that just flow like water when you put the water on to allow your team to focus on delivering results? All right. Secondly, profitability comes from more than just revenue. Remember, I told you revenue means the money is coming in. Profits means you're making better use of your resources. So, profitability means that as a CEO, you and the members of your team, your CFO, your accountant, you need to be cognizant of your expenses. You need to make sure that every dollar that you are spending to make a dollar makes sense. Okay. Every penny that you spend to make a dollar needs to make sense. You can increase your revenues and not increase your profitability. Scaling is when you increase your profitability. That's when you're making better use of your resources. So you have the processes and the systems in place so that you can keep the cost in check, eliminate waste, and improve productivity, period. All right. Efficiency is the name of the game. Efficiency, doing it easier, doing it better, doing it smarter. Okay. That's what's going to help you to grow your profit margins and maximize your profitability. Okay. And last but not least, you need to make sure that you create and implement systems that support profitable growth. So think of, let's go back to the car thing. Think of your business like a car. You can keep putting more gas in the car, revenue coming in the door, but if you don't get that oil change, that engine is not going to be working on all cylinders, whether you got 4, 6, or 8 cylinders. I know a couple few things about cars. Okay. It's not going to be able to run properly. You can put all the gas in the world in there. But if you don't know how to drive in different conditions, then that's not going to work. If you keep pushing the gas pedal and you don't know how to coast, you don't know how to set your cruise control for a long trip, you're going to burn through that gas. It's the same thing with your business. You need to look at the systems that you have in place and you need to determine, are these really helping? Not only do I have systems that are right and in place, but are they integrated? What does that mean? Do they talk to each other? Is everybody working together? Or is everybody off wanting to be the Diana Ross of the Supremes, the Beyonce of the Destiny Child? Everybody got to work together. So you need to make sure that your systems are not only implemented, but that they're integrated. All right. So you want to start out by just looking at what systems do you have? Period, point blank. What systems do you have in place? And what is it that they're supposed to do? Are you optimizing them? Many of us, and I say us because I'm growing my use of my systems on a daily basis as my business continues to grow. But you have systems in place that can do so many wonderful things, but you're only using a little bit. It's like your brain, you're only using a little bit of it. We want to make sure that you're using these systems. You're paying for them, you might as well use them. All right. So the three things that you need to do to make sure that your profit is a strategy as well is that you need to first and foremost make sure that your workflows are up to par. So you need to take a look at your workflows. You need to look at your expenses because profits are not just not revenues coming in, it's the expenses as well. And then you need to look at your systems. Make sure you're optimizing what you have in place. Streamlining your operations is not just about reducing overhead or cutting costs. It's about creating smart systems, smart workflows that allow your business to run efficiently, easier, faster, better, so that you can increase your profitability and scale with ease. All right. So here's the truth. If you're ready and you're serious about scaling your business, then I challenge you today. I challenge you to take the MICOO Ready quiz. It's going to tell you a couple different things. One, it's going to tell you, are you even in a position where you're ready to scale? A lot of people think that they're ready to scale, but you're not ready for scaling. You're ready for exponential growth. You're ready for money to keep coming in the door, but you're not ready to be able to make those adjustments to your workflows. You're not able to be more efficient because you're still figuring out some of the things. Growing and scaling are two different things. So first of all, we need to figure out, are you in a position where you need to be continuing to grow? And by grow, we want exponential growth. Or are you actually ready to scale? So if you take the quiz, it's going to tell you where you're at. Are you ready to grow? Are you still in growth mode or are you ready to scale? And if so, it's going to be able to tell you this is where you're having some issues at, and this is what you need to work on. It's also going to tell you that help is on the way. You don't have to do any of this by yourself. Okay. I am the CEO's fractional COO. I am here to partner with you to help you take your business to the next level so that you can do that easier and faster and better without running into all the brick walls along the way. So, again, take the Am I COO Ready quiz today. I'll drop the link in the chat and determine whether you're at a place for exponential growth or you're at a place for scaling and what's the next step. Because your next step is your best step. All right, it's been fun. Have a good time. I'll see you next week. Bye.